Hey, what's up guys, my name's Erupteu and welcome back to another Destiny video. Today's video, it's been a long time coming, but I will be doing a review between two of my favourite weapons in Destiny. That is the HAWKMOON and the Last Word, both hand cannons and both exotic. And the last review I did was with the Cirrus Regime and the Zahalo Supercell, or however you want to say that weapon's name. Then I've done a review with them, and now I'm going on to hand cannons. Possibly in the future I'll be doing pulse rifles, and then we'll move on to such things as snipers, shotguns, and heavy weapons. So to start off with, I want to say that both are great PvP weapons, so I will not be comparing them in PvE, because in PvE it's very hard to base these on anything much apart from how fast they can take an enemy's head off, which is quite quickly in PvE. So I'm just going to be doing it with PvP because that's the general time to compare weapons best against any enemy, because most players have the same armor and stuff like that. So I'm going to go straight up with the Last Word, and the Last Word wins in terms of rate of fire because it kills faster, and if you have the trigger finger, the gun can actually become fully automatic. So what this means is every time you shoot, a bullet will come out, of course, until the mag empties, and then you need to reload again, which doesn't take too long. I'd say it takes about 2 seconds to reload. That's nothing really much for a pistol. It's straight out, straight back in, and it's really nice and quick, and then you can just go straight to spraying again, which is really helpful with this gun, because if you learn how to spray at a good range, then you're going to be landing a lot of damage. And the reason I say this is because you do bonus damage at hipfire. The hipfire is a really big thing about the Last Word, mainly because it comes across as type of a cowboy or a western weapon, and it makes you want to just hit the trigger from a hipfire stand. So that's why they've decided to give the Last Word a perk which allows you to do bonus damage at hipfire. But the problem with this gun is that there is a high chance that you will be getting ghost bullets, and that is a major problem because most of the time that you're hip firing, a lot of these bullets could look like they're hitting, but they will be missing drastically, and that will mess up your entire kill. You could be killed really quickly if you decide to use this, like I do sometimes, at a stupid range, because it'll really get you in the back when you start trying to use this too frequently. So I do recommend aiming in, but there is another problem to aiming in, and that is the fact that it has a massive recoil of 68, and it also likes to sway a lot, and the range is pretty bad on this weapon. As I did mention, it is more of a close range pistol as it has a massive fire rate. So the next thing is a high chance of winning 1v1s due to being able to get bullets out quicker. So if they're coming at you really quickly and they're at a good distance, what you can predict for the Last Word, then the Last Word is going to come in handy and completely win this entire fight for you if you've got used to how the bullets spray out of the hipfire mode. Earlier I did say that'll be giving you bonus damage, so your time to kill is going to be really small, but at the same time you've got to make sure that you are landing those bullets, and it turns out to be an amazing weapon. But that's really all I have to say for the Last Word at the minute. The cosmetics are amazing. It's gold, it's black, and it's got some really epic engravings into it, and it's probably my favorite out of these two weapons at the minute. But I do like the HAWKMOON equally in terms of some things, but as a whole it's just, it comes down to the Last Word in most situations for me. That's just the type of player I am. You guys might have a different opinion, but I will be going over the HAWKMOON now. So when the HAWKMOON is fully upgraded, it can have 2 bullets that deal massive bonus damage. This comes in really helpful, as sometimes it allows you to be able to actually hit the enemy and then deal a massive amount of damage, which could basically be about 2 headshots, and at the same time you're obviously got a headshot, so that's massive damage. Time to kill comes down really low if you are landing these bonus damage. I'm not sure how frequently these come about, but there will definitely be 2 in your magazine, which is really helpful because the magazine is not gigantic in the HAWKMOON. Next up on my review of the HAWKMOON is that it has been nerfed crazy amounts over the year 2 span, because it's just a really powerful gun in terms of impact, and it gets nerfed all the time. Sometimes it gets made better, sometimes it gets made worse, but all in all, this gun is not at its peak right now. If I were to compare it to an earlier form of the HAWKMOON from right now, then I'd say the HAWKMOON wins this entire review hands down. But next up, I have to say the sight is efficient and precise, because this has basically a red dot, and it's really helpful, especially on hand cannons, to have a red dot, because you want to land the headshots, especially with a gun like the HAWKMOON. But as I mentioned, with great impact comes a slow rate of fire, because with the Last Word it's all about close range and hip fire. With the HAWKMOON you can go to about mid range, sometimes landing your shots at long range, and then with that sight you've got a really good chance of hitting your shots, but it does have a slow rate of fire, so make sure you hit those shots, because with that low magazine size and those bonus bullets, you could be shooting out those bonus bullets and missing, and then having to reload. By the time then, you could have been killed. So that's a massive downside to this weapon, and a really good factor to put with this is that it has a 40% less recoil than the last word due to its impact and slow rate of fire coming together to make a good blend of low recoil when you're actually shooting this bullet at any range. So the time to kill is small, as I did say earlier. Make sure you get these headshots with this weapon because you can be doing colossal amounts of damage. That's really all I have to say for the both guns. In terms of statistics and time to kill, I definitely say that the HAWKMOON comes across as the winner of this whole review, but if you like to get close and you have more of a trigger finger and you're more precise with your bullets at medium to close ranges, then I definitely say go with the last word, because if that's the type of player you are, that you know the spray patterns of these guns and you're pretty good at doing the ogre twitch, which is where you twitch and then your bullets come out in a straight line, but that does take a lot of skill. So if you're good with that, then the last word is definitely a gun for you. Aside from the recoil, that can sometimes mess up the hip fire. That's really all I have for you today, guys. If you want to tell me your winner in the comments down below, then please do. I will take it all into aspect, and maybe if there's any patches towards these two guns, I can make another review. But that's all for today. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share this on social media for more Destiny tips, tricks, news and updates in the community. My name's been Erupt, and have a great day.